Hi, I'm Adam with See You Later Leaner,
And I'm Emily Chanel.
and welcome to Peak Week
number
number 2. All right, it is Peak Week. How are you feeling?
Hi. It is peak week and I'm feeling okay. Being a little bit more transparent here. Japan isn't something that anyone can just pack up and go, travel. It's expensive. Competing's expensive, so I did have to take up extra patience this past week. So working a little bit more, and that's been a little bit more stressful. But I do love my job. I do love working with the kiddos that I work with. It's just a little bit overwhelming, you know what I mean? So that part's been challenging. But when we have a dream, and we sometimes need to go for it, when Stan, my boyfriend, he's a professional bodybuilder, he came to America in hopes to get the pro card at the Arnold in Physique. And he did. And because of that, he was able to stay and chase this amazing dream and build a great, and be so inspiring for so many people,
Yeah.
And that's something that I feel like we need to make sacrifices for our dreams, So with my kiddo, he's not going to be coming, unfortunately, but he has great grandparents who are going to watch him that week. He does have an IEP, so he's switching schools. He starts this week actually at a new school to meet with, he's going to be in the STAR program. So it's a lot challenging happening, so changes for him too.
Yeah.
But when we have a dream, we have to sometimes make sacrifices, and I know grandparents they love him, spoil him so much, so it's gonna be good that he's gonna be in a great environment. And then it's just going to be Stan going with me as extra support, especially at a different country. I won't know the language or anyone or anything. So I think having him there will help me just stay calm and focused on the goal.
Absolutely. I think the three of us work so well together that it's going to be flawless having him there. I know we already talked yesterday during our training session that, just to let you know ahead of time that I usually swing my schedule a little bit for, clients that compete overseas. So, it's going to be like I'm right there with you, even though, I won't make this one. But, I think between the three of us, you're going to have amazing support because you'll have Stan there, me here, and me being attentive to detail during the peak week. I do know this week's been really hard for you because, there's a lot more coverage of the fit model division. You are virtually a hot topic right now. You're placed right in the front of everyone's eyes. You're seated to potentially win this thing. We're seeing other new competitors come in. We're in peak week, and we're, really kind of sticking to our strengths here. And I think some of the hardest thing about our feedback, and something it'd probably be easier to cover on the YouTube because I'm getting so many questions on what are we changing? And everyone expects that we're going to change something, and our feedback has been really not to. And I think the hardest change to make is not changing anything.
Yeah. I know, absolutely. Yeah, that's been tough feedback. And when when you're doing a show, you like to see other people who are doing it. That's just natural, normal. I think everyone does that. So as I was skimming, even for this show on Saturday, Legends, I'm like, oh my goodness, she's doing it. She has really great tie-ins.
Yeah.
I want to go leaner. But I have to take a step back, and I want to stay true to the criteria.
Yeah.
And I think the judges will make the great call and what's best, for this sport, as it's going to evolve. But I don't want to be in super tight, because this isn't bikini. This is completely different, So I do want to stay true to the criteria and remaining the same. And that's what the judges told me to do. They told me to remain the exact same, just work on my fullness, on my back walk. So that's just something that I'm easily can enhance, and I'm going to bring. I've been working every single day posing. In between clients, I have my bathing suit underneath because I work from home. So I'm like getting out and just practicing my poses, just to really don't miss the mark, and also not overthinking it so it's more natural on stage. Because that was another thing. I was overthinking at the beginning. And now we're getting more of a sense on how they're wanting the posing. Still a little confusion on how they're wanting the, conditioning, I would say. But now I'm like, okay, I know what they want for posing at least.
I think we think that because there was a difference, but that doesn't necessarily mean what it was, that's what's great about this is I think you're the perfect client to be in the exploratory season of this, and it really is an exploration on, what we're bringing. But I'm really confident in your strengths as an athlete, and that's what's been always like, because I'm not gonna lie, it's easy for me to see something different and be like, maybe, and then I just go back to no, because your structure is so good, your balance is so good. You literally, I think, have like what, a 19-inch waist and then 38 glutes. So like
I wish.
Or it's
36.
36.
So that's something that I think is an advantage, and that's something that they even said in the Pure Muscle Fitness did a reel on this, that they're what they're looking for fit model, the criteria. They're wanting someone very symmetrical, balanced throughout. That's why you can't neglect, accessories like tricep, bicep, calves, forearms, They want a very balanced physique, very symmetrical. And that's something that I know I am. And even after having 2 kids, something that I worked with, because I wasn't always like this. I wish I was. That'd be great. But life happens. We change. Our body evolves. My posing, too, can enhance that. So I'm excited to show my updates on my posing, because that was something I did get critiqued on. But I don't know if you remember, when I first walked on stage, I kind of tripped. Did you catch that?
I didn't catch that, no.
But there was something right in the middle where that box was. There was like a separation. So my heel went and I was like, whoops. So I took a step back. So the whole time I was off-centered and I was scared to trip again. So I never went to the center box again. And that's why I think the pictures, they look like I'm more wellness, because I was never back in the center stage. But moving on, definitely I do think those are going to be advantages in this category, is having a great symmetry, having great balance, and having muscles. I don't know where all these critics are coming from, where you don't need to work hard for this division.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of fear in people on where this is going and how this division is looking as far as popularity. And we could get into a really big topic on that, but I kind of just say F those people. Like, this is great for the sport. It's opened opportunity for my athletes, and I'm really excited to see lots of different types of people do this division. But I think, you're somebody who's had a harder time building muscle, and you've had to work really hard to get here. And I think to be great at anything, you have to work hard at it. So, if you want to be an IFBB Fit Model Pro, you're going to have to work hard. This is a division for the people who, maybe don't want to do some of the things that are required for bikini right now in the current criteria of, February 2025, And it's really cool that this opportunity has, came about. And it's been really cool to see you in the light to kind of help shape the division. And me as a coach, us doing all this content has been really cool, because we love and respect the judges. We're not going to say they were wrong. We're just going to work harder and bring whatever they tell us to change. And
that's the best part about this sport. It's like I always say, it's objective. It is, even people's opinions online vary and change, and it's the beauty of it. Everyone can have a voice in it, and you shouldn't base your mental health and everything on 5 people who are judging this show.
Yeah.
From then, when they do judge, you should just work on improving and being better the next time. That's the whole purpose of this sport, is to evolve, positively, enhancing for the next one.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and there may be people who have to enhance for fit model, if they want to do it. The hope is to not to, but there's going to be people that choose to do some really crazy stuff to do this division. And
But I was talking about this with on the podcast with Gio. But even I think if people were to use enhancements, I actually think they would fall out of the category because they would get too hard and they would miss the mark.
Yeah.
So I don't think, I mean, maybe they can, but I do think it would actually be a disadvantage, honestly, because they would grow out of the sport. Just
True.
like some of these bikini girls, beautiful muscles, I love it, but they're growing a little bit out of it, and maybe some I look and I'm like, wow, they can do figure and probably win. They look amazing. So I think if you were to use any enhancement, it would actually be a disadvantage, and that's why this category is not necessarily easy. It's you have to put in the work. I train hard. We've been since off season last year in August, every Friday training on that newbie, really getting more muscle stimulation there. And on top of that, I train on the glutes 2 times a week. And I train hard, like you said, you really have to push yourself, and it's, yeah.
Yeah, and who's someone to say that you don't? And I think we're all in here working hard and working our best physique. And I've always been so inclusive about what people do, whether it's CrossFit, Zumba. Like, you see people doing the bungee stuff nowadays or the trampoline. So I'm like, if it gets you moving, that's good. That's what we're all here for. And people don't have to do it your way or our way. And that's why there's thousands of different coaches. There's people who do meal plans. There's people who do macros. Now, I tend to do a little bit of everything because I'm really good at customizing things for my athletes and not just giving people a plan and call it coaching. That's what true coaching is making the adjustments and making the changes for your athletes to please them, but also get them to where they want to be. And
you hit a point that I really want to talk on that a lot of people don't really know about me. Like you said, doing what makes you feel good. And I actually have degenerative disc disease on my L4 and L5, and I have a little bit of sciatica. And they actually told me it's because I have weak glutes and a weak core that I have so much back pain. And I also don't have a gallbladder. That's something other people know about too. So I can't have high fats. I can't process it. So bodybuilding works for me.
Yeah.
Because I am isolation controlled, focus on building muscles, I don't do many compound movements. I do sometimes, and if I do, it's very light. It's not like a power lifter. So everything I do is very slow and controlled because I actually have a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Well, I used to have a lot of pain. And now because I've worked on it for years, building stronger glutes, building a stronger core, building a great foundation, I don't have as much, and bodybuilding is what helps me and what makes me feel good. And also with the food restrictions, I live that bodybuilder diet all year round because I don't do high fats because I don't have a gallbladder to process. So if I were to have like a Big Mac, it would just stay for like 5 days.
Yeah. It's still funny because when I do your meal plans, I look at the fats and it's still like initially red flag. I'm like, oh, no gallbladder, you know?
No gallbladder. So yeah, this sport is like honestly what's really helped me evolve and, with a lot of things in life.
And thank you guys for watching. Next, we will be covering Emily at the Legends with 3 other See You Later Leaner competitors that will be doing bikini. But this is the Fit Model series, so all of you guys following, definitely follow along, hit subscribe and like, and you'll be informed on the new episodes moving forward.
Absolutely. And if you ever have any questions about Fit Model, anything, feel free to comment below. We're here we don't know some of these answers as well, but we're looking for them. So we'll be happy to find them and provide, some guidance in this new division for sure.
Emily's on the front lines, being new to the criteria, the division. We're sticking to it, and we'll help you guys with the answers with good and honest feedback.